how's it going? So today I'm working on decorating our mantle for Christmas. I have to run to the garden center because I just got a new load of poinsettias and I want to use some of those up on the mantle this year. And then I do have to make a couple things. So this is probably going to be a project that spans over the course of a couple days because I don't really want to rush it. You know what though, before we go, we should probably run back inside and I'll show you the mantle to begin with. So this is it. This is the fireplace in the great room and the nice mantle. I have a print up there and then the 2 mirrors, which I'm going to keep, as well as the 2 lamps. So the big pieces are going to be the same. The lamps are really nice because before we put those up, it was so dark up here, unless we had a fire going, which I'll probably light one so you guys can see it. I still have my autumn garland up there and a couple of bird's nest ferns, which I'm going to repot and put up in my plant room. This one's not looking super good. It looks like it's dry, but it's not. And then this one's looking pretty nice, but I do want to utilize those pots still, I think. I'm just gonna take the ferns out. Anyway, that's what we've got to work with. I've got a couple of other things out that I may use in this project. This is an artificial garland that I hung up last year, but I think I'm gonna be adding some stuff to it this year, some real stuff to kind of amp it up. I've got, of course, our stockings, which, let me show them to you. There's 1, 2, and 3. So they're all cream colored, but all different. Then I will probably be using my walnut cones. There's my stocking holders right there. And that's all I have out so far. So the only thing I really want to get done today is gathering up all of my supplies, because you guys know that that's half or more than half the battle. To get everything in one location and like clean your surface, I'll do that today. So I'll take everything off and clean it really well, and then hopefully I just have everything sitting just even in a pile ready to go for tomorrow. So other than the poinsettias, when I get back home, I've got to make a whole bunch more of these orange clove pomanders, which I made in a live stream this morning. And I was planning on using the ones that I made this morning in this project, but I really like this little centerpiece, and so I'm gonna keep that there. So those will take quite a long time because I think I need to make at least 15, maybe 20. I don't know, we'll see. So let's head down to Andrew's. And I have to say, it's a glorious day out here today. It's almost 50 degrees, the sun is shining. You'll get no complaints from me. Looks like my whole family's here. Monica's down here, my sister, working. Then we got my mom, my dad, and my brother's truck over there. And they've still got some really pretty Christmas trees. I'm gonna have to maybe pick one out today. What's going on?
Nothing. Do business?
Look what arrived for me today. Oh, we might have to do a little unboxing. Ooh, these are neat. Oh my. What can I use those for? Oh, little black rim on the bottom. Honeycomb kind of look. Oh, those are neat. See, this is why I can never leave this place without buying a bunch of stuff. What's going on?
We're doing special orders.
Oh, nice.
Wreaths, and there's a wreath right over there that's done.
Oh, I like that a lot. That's how ours are gonna look.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You guys wanna go get coffee?
Do we want coffee? Of course we do.
Okay. You want a wet cap with cinnamon?
Yes. Yes.
Coffee before poinsettias.
Which one?
The one right there, right pointed at you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it. What are you filming the coffee for?
Dad, it's a vlog.
Oh, okay. Vlog away.
So we've got boxes of all kinds of greens. So what?
My mom already pulled the white poinsettias for me. Aren't those beautiful? On either side of the fireplace. I think it's gonna be perfect.
All right.
It's the stems of these.
I decided I'd look through these trees really quick to see if there's any of them that I want to use for our Christmas tree challenge video this year, because I think based on the response this morning, we'll keep it like natural themed. So in that case, I want to use a real tree instead of an artificial tree. I think this one's really cute. Isn't that a cute noble fir? That might be the one. All right, I'm just back home and I've got the poinsettias in here. I did bring home 2 red ones that are a little bit smaller because you see how they kind of mound over the top of the pot? These don't. These are quite tall. Like if you put the foil down, there's quite a bit of space between the top of the pot and the colorful leaves, which I don't know if that's gonna translate up here. Because we're looking up at the plant, I'm thinking that the shorter, more moundy ones might be a better fit. I don't know. Either way, we'll get it figured out. Before we move on to the next step, which is making the orange clove pomanders, I do want to open these boxes up from Plantarina because I'm sure you guys want to see what's in them as well. I'm really excited. So if you aren't following Plantarina, you should be. She makes a ton of houseplant videos that are super great. I really like her, just watching her, she's super entertaining. And she sent me a message and said, I'm sending some stuff out to you, but it's just a personal gift. You do not have to open it in a video. It's not for promotional. I just wanted to send them out to you, but I thought it would be fun to do it anyway because I know you guys are interested in this kind of thing. So let's get these boxes open. Wow, packaged really nicely. I'm sure the bubble wrap helps with both like shipping in the colder months and keeping everything together. Oh, and it's a ceramic pot. Oh, how nice is this? Oh, look at how pretty, you guys. This is an Hoya. There's a little card. It says a Hoya australis. And it has low to medium water, medium to bright indirect light, average humidity, and then some instructions on how to take care of it. How cute is this? And that's a good looking plant too. All right, box number 2. I'm hoping that the camera is set right. I have no idea. Oh, that's a beautiful plant. Oh, pretty. 2 beautiful Hoyas. One is variegated. It's a little bit of white and pink in its leaves. And then one all green variety in really nice ceramic pots that are white, which is perfect because they will blend in with my decor. Thanks so much for sending these out, Amanda. What a wonderful gift to open up today. So now we are going to move on to our orange clove pomanders, which let me see if I can get the camera to focus. There it is, which is basically just studding an orange with cloves and using them in decor. They smell amazing. You can dust them with cinnamon and nutmeg and more like ground cloves if you want to. I prefer to leave them like the bright orange color because when you do that, it does give them more of a brown appearance. You can also roll them in orris root and then use a little brush to brush that orris root off, which is just basically ground up rhizome from iris, and it helps preserve them and helps enhance their aroma. I tend to just do it this way because it's quick and simple, and then we can just tuck them into our mantle decor. So here we go. I've got to make like 15 or 20. Hi, baby.
What?
And Benjamin's up from his nap. Hi, sweetie. Have you been gathering up candles from my windows?
There?
Yeah.
Hug.
Hug. Oh, I love you. So I'm ready to start actually decorating the mantle. I'm going to run back over the supplies though because I brought a few extra things out that I may use. Here are the oranges all done. I've got a couple extras in case I need to fill in some gaps, but I think they turned out really pretty. There's just an array of different designs going on. I think they're pretty. I went and got 6 pomegranates. They were on sale for under $1 a piece. I think like 68 cents or something like that. So I picked 6 of those up. I think those will look pretty. Then I've got a whole bunch of dried oranges. In fact, I have a whole bunch in here too that I can use if I need to. I already showed you guys this stuff. I've got the walnut cones and my stockings and poinsettias, and there's my artificial garland. And then if I move back, I've got this tub full of gorgeous magnolia. And so that means I've also got my pruners and paddle wire so that I can wire in bunches of magnolia into my artificial garland. I've got my coffee in a festive mug because that's necessary when you're doing festive things. Also, my amaryllis are doing really well. These are 5 that I picked up at my parents' garden center, and they're all different. I'm excited to see what they look like when they bloom. And then we've got the red poinsettias, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna use red or white in this display, but I do need to start by popping the ferns out. I brought some black plastic pots up to do that, and I'll take those up to the plant room so that we can decide which color of poinsettia to use. And there's Benjamin playing right behind us. What are you doing, baby? Whoa, you doing some wild driving? Whoa! So I'm gonna set a camera up to kind of capture the whole process, and I'll slow down on any steps where I feel like I need to show you more close up, but mostly we'll just show you this area transform, hopefully. First off, got the ferns repotted. The poinsettias are just popped down in those pots. They're not actually planted in there so that I can pop them out easily and replace them when Christmas is over. I placed the walnut cones, which I absolutely love in this arrangement. I had tied kind of this yellowish gold ribbon around the smallest cone, and I really do like that, and I think that some color might be necessary. I'm gonna wait though because the garland will change a lot. I'm just gonna be using a menagerie of different command hooks. And if you look here, you can see like I have one attached right to the corner here, but it's really hard to get them to stay on this rock. It doesn't adhere very well. I've also got one over here. But if we move to this side, you can see that I actually have one attached to the wall back there, which is I think what I'm gonna need to do because of the amount of weight that's gonna be on this garland. So basically what I'll do is add a piece of wire and attach it around that command strip, and it'll come out through here and it will just hook onto the garland wherever that ends up being. I hope that makes sense. It's really going well. I kind of have gone a different direction than I thought in the beginning. You can see I swapped the red poinsettias out for white. I wasn't feeling the red, and I really like the way it's looking with the white. And then I changed the trajectory of the entire garland. Like I was going to put it up on the top with my stocking holders and stockings, but the stockings were way too long, and I didn't like the way the garland looked coming like flat and then coming down from that. I kind of like this really gentle swoop. I think that's really pretty. And I did use the yellow ribbons in the corners, which I love. And then this isn't exactly how I'm gonna place these things, but I just popped them up there just to see what the color looked like. So my plan is to continue the magnolia in the garland right here. And then I'm just gonna pop a bunch of oranges and pomegranates and probably pine cones. I'll run out and get some of those. And I might work some lights in, I'm not sure. But I'm gonna work on that this evening when I get back home, and hopefully I get it done and I can show you tomorrow. All right guys, so I got it finished. When I got home from my event last night that I went to, I just basically finished wiring in the magnolia, which I'll show you a close-up of how I did that here in just a second. And then basically just placed some of my oranges and pomegranates and a few more greens. So there wasn't a whole lot of other things that I did to this space. So let me turn the camera around and I'll give you a little tour of it, and then I'll show you the magnolia wiring process. All right guys, what do you think? So it's just full of natural stuff. Of course, we're in the middle of the day, so when it's nighttime, hopefully tonight I'm going to light a fire. I didn't right now because I think it would be kind of lost on us, like we wouldn't be able to see it that well. So tonight I'll do that, and it looks, you know, a little bit more magical when you get a little bit of that dim light. But I really like all the natural stuff. So what I did, first off with the poinsettias, they weren't like super wonderfully shaped. There were some holes. So I popped some eucalyptus down in there. I put them in little jars of water and then just nested the jars of water on top of the soil of the poinsettia, if that makes sense. So there's like little bouquets of eucalyptus inside the poinsettia pots. Show you the other one, because this one right here in particular had a big hole. So you would just be looking up at branches, which wouldn't look that great, and it's already tall anyway, so we're looking up at it, and so you can't really see down on all of the beautiful poinsettia leaves, which is kind of what you want to see. But I think it worked out well. The magnolia garland is gorgeous. So like on this side right here, I did have a command strip on this rock, and I was going to swing the garland up and hook it onto there so it didn't like fall down. It would just kind of do a gradual curve. But it actually looked way prettier to have the garland hang down and draw some of the weight down. So that's something I'm going to talk about today. I actually brought some other things down. Oh, Benjamin's lovey, cute. I thought about maybe popping some things on the bottom of the mantle. Is that like a hearth? I don't know. Just to draw some weight down, because it's weighty up on top without much going on down here. And I don't really want anything on the floor necessarily, because this is a walkway, but I thought maybe adding something to the side might help. So we'll try that in a minute. Little closer look up here. I used my walnut cones. So there's the tallest, medium size, and smallest. And then I just nested some greens up here. You can see I've got some fir boughs. They're just sitting on the mantle, and then I just popped some pomegranates in, some oranges and dried orange slices. So I just used naturals. The only thing that's not real in this display is my base, my evergreen base for my garland. Just because you guys who have made garland before know how long it would take to construct a real garland that was that big. That would be an intense undertaking. Okay, so now I'm going to just set the camera down and show you kind of close up how I wire around each magnolia bundle, just so you can kind of have an idea of how it's wired in. It's super simple. It just took a little while to get my groove. So here we go. So I've got my 22 gauge wire right here, and I've got a little stem of magnolia. And I used the entire stem, but this is a top. The top of them always look the best. But like down below this, there would be more stem with like maybe 2 or 3 more leaves, and I did use those as well. But then you can see the cut ends, so you have to be strategic about how you place those. So what I do is just take a little piece of wire off. Just not very big, I don't know, maybe like 5 or 6 inches. And then I make a loop under that last leaf right there. And just kind of do this. There we go. And then basically what I do is just take this over to my garland and wire it to the garland with the tail. So for example, we'll just kind of move in close here. You can see the end of this stem right there with some wire around it, and it's just wired to the garland right behind it. And I just started to overlap. So I think I started on this side right here, and I did my first piece and it faced this direction. So the second piece went in and kind of underneath it. And I just did that all the way. I started on this corner and went down, and then this corner and went down, and then just kind of like muddled them together in the center, and kind of the same thing over here. I I really hope that makes sense, but it is fairly simple, and it's just kind of a process that's fussy. You know, you start wiring, and I pulled a bunch of them off after I started and redid it, and sometimes that's just how it goes. And honestly, I did not have a clear vision of what I wanted to have happen here when I started the project, so I was almost a little trepidatious as I started in. And then, you know, things start to take shape, and you might have to swap some things out, like the poinsettias, which the white looks so much better than the red did, to me anyway. You know, if I was going to be adding in some nutcrackers or something like that rather than all the natural stuff, I think the red would have been perfect, but it just wasn't the vibe I guess I was kind of seeing in my mind. But anyway, yeah, the rest of it was easy. It did take me 3 separate days to get this done because I could work on it an hour here, 2 hours there, and then I just finished up this morning with this stuff up here, which I wasn't even sure I was going to put up there because it looked really like sharp and clean without it. But I was kind of, when I set out to finish this, I thought I kind of want it to have that really overabundant feel. You know, I follow Victoria magazine. If you guys don't, you should. And their pictures are always so like opulent looking and so beautiful. It's so inspirational to me. So I gather a lot of ideas and inspiration from them. Anyway, let me set the camera up really quick, and then I'm going to add the trees and we'll see what we think. I do have a basket of wood on that side, so that's good, I think, for that. I almost think it would be prettier to have the wood stacked instead of in a basket. Maybe I'll try that too. So I think this is where I'm gonna leave it today. I will probably fuss with this arrangement a lot. I may bring some more stuff, like some more color weight down in here somehow. The nice thing about having this pretty simple is that I can easily clean it, because as you guys know, those of you who burn with wood, it's a really messy process. And so keeping it kind of clear is nice. The other thing I'm in the market to get some kind of a fireproof rug, which I should have done a long time ago, but that would actually add some weight too. If I had something with a little bit of black in it maybe, or something, like maybe a little red, to bring down in here, that would kind of complete the whole thing all the way down. So before we're all done, I did want to talk about the longevity of some of this stuff. I did want to mention, I think I already did, that we don't burn wood fires very often anymore. It's only if it's like an extra cold night, which we haven't really had, we've only had a handful, or if we have people over, we might build a small fire, but we don't keep fires going 24/7 like we have in past years, because we put in a new furnace this year, which is just now starting to feel like, okay, I'm so glad we spent the money on that, because I can do stuff like this and it's not gonna dry out super fast. The rocks stay surprisingly cool. They get a little tiny touch warmish, like right around the iron part, but it's kind of amazing how like efficient this thing conducts heat just kind of in and of itself. It's not efficient for our house per se, but it's like, I'm not worried about the garland. Now the magnolia will dry a little bit. It'll be a little bit slower to dry because I did put bigger stems in there. So it'll lose a little bit of its luster, but it won't be bad. And we've only got, what, 2 weeks, 2.5, 3 weeks till Christmas. And that's all I really need to get out of it, and then I'll be taking it down and doing my cleaning and taking all the magnolia off and saving the, you know, the base, the garland base. Everything else in here, mostly, I can save. Well, not everything. Walnut cones, I can store. The clove oranges, some of them keep, like they dry and they're wonderful and you can use them from year to year. The orange slices I can keep. The pomegranates I won't be able to keep. Poinsettias, if I wanted to keep them as a houseplant, I could do that. So anyway, I think all in all, I didn't really utilize a ton of extra supplies. Like I didn't have to go out and source a bunch of stuff, except for really the magnolia and the poinsettias. I didn't really show you a close-up of the sides, I realized. So I just have like pretty-ish books and just a few oranges and pomegranates placed, more stacks of books with crown. I left the mirrors, and on this side, same thing. Just kind of a menagerie. So that is it, you guys. That is this year's mantle. Probably not 100% finished, but pretty much. I hope you enjoyed seeing this process. We'll try to get some really fun pictures when we've got a fire going when it's nighttime, so you can kind of see it with that warm glow. But anyway, I'm really happy and pleased with how it came out. I love all the natural colors and textures and all of that. So it's been really fun this year to kind of rely more on naturals than anything else. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.